Shai, Ba'ashim Harakakadash, Barakadam. Alright, it's a little brother here, Shema Shawan, with a new video. I don't Ratazah. Be quick and edifying, to the point. Today's video is going to be on Capitoline Hill. Okay? In the first part, we kind of talked about Capitol Hill, how it was, let's see, it was created by L'Enfant first, okay, and they commissioned Benjamin Banneker to help him because Benjamin Banneker knew a lot about almanacs. Alright? So we can turn it over a little bit so I don't get the people. Alright? Like Benjamin Banneker, he knew a lot about almanacs, and they commissioned him to go help in the creation of Capitol Hill. Okay? There's a lot of similarities, a lot of very strange similarities between Capitoline Hill, which was, started in Rome. It was a heathen city. Okay, first Japhet, then became an Edomite city. Then Jake took it over, okay, in the Middle Ages. Alright, and then after a period of time we abandoned it. And then Esau took it back again. And now Esau is still in that land to this day. Okay? But we're going to go into it. Alright, just piece by piece. A little bit here, a little there, a little precept upon precept, Alright, so this is first scripture I want to start out with, just to set the tone, was 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Okay, how does the devil devour you? Okay, with lies, with philosophies, with deceits. Okay? And I'm talking about spiritual demon Satan as well as Esau. Alright, so you got to be sober and you got to be diligent in your mind. Be vigilant. Alright? You got to be watching. Vigil, I believe vigil goes into word sight, seeing. Okay, but you also got to be sober. Okay? Now, sober is going to alcohol, obviously. Right? But what it really means is being like, your mind isn't clouded by other things. Your mind isn't clouded by these other philosophies, by these wines, okay? Because wines can also mean philosophies. Your mind isn't taken up with things like, oh, I need a girlfriend, I need this woman, I need that woman. Yo, fuck that shit, man. Listen, man, I'll tell you from me, and I see a girl here and there, but I don't say shit, man. I don't even look at women. Alright, if I see a woman and I'm walking by, I just look away. Alright, that's just for me, okay? Because I'm a young man, that testosterone's pumping. Especially when I take them herbs, man, I just gotta, man, that's the way I gotta move, man. Because, I cannot be distracted. I cannot be tempted. I cannot be stopped, okay? I can't, all right? Because I don't want to die here with you niggas. I don't, all right? So let's get into this history, my man. So first and foremost, we're talking about, once again, Capitol Hill, connection to Capitoline Hill. We talked about Capitol Hill in the first part. This part, we're going to just talk about Capitoline Hill. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. Capitoline Hill is, together with the Palatine Hill, the site of the early settlement of the Rome. That's why, even if its probability the smallest of the 7 hills, it is a place where history has left a huge mark. Damn, my feet are getting hot. Let me see if I can move over a little bit. Yeah, move over, get a little bit of I may have to switch sides like this. It's like fucking 93 damn degrees out here, Akim. That's why I got the little, I don't have my shirt. I ran out of shirts. I got to go wash and clean some more today. So please forgive me. And it's also 93 degrees. So, if I did have a shirt that had sleeves that go up to here, I would wear it. But I ran out. Been a really busy week this week. Just trying to look for video locations and get things set up. But the angels understand, the angels know. Yahweh Shimi Hawashah has been watching. Alright, so please have mercy upon me. I'm going to skip down to the history. This is the point. This is www.romesightseeing.net/Capitoline Hill. When Romulus founded Rome, he built the first fortification walls between the Capitoline Hill and the Palatine Hill. This guy, Romulus, is pretty much one of the first kings that started Rome. He was the first king, if I'm not mistaken, that started Rome. It's another video for another time, but his line goes back to a Japhetic man, who could be Japhetic. It's a very interesting story that goes with it, to the story of the Ionias, which is pretty much Japhetic legend about how Rome started. You had this man Ionias, okay, he was kind of a Trojan legend, okay. His son Ascanius pretty much gave birth to Romulus and Remus, and these are the same two people, Romulus and Remus, two twin kings. I was talking about Romulus here, but he had a brother named Remus that he ruled with. Okay? Pretty much, he comes out of the line of Ascanius, which is a Japhetic legend. It's an interesting story in the Aeneid. It's actually a piece of propaganda. I'll probably hit that in another video, Lord willing. Let's get back into it. History. When Romulus founded Rome, he built the first fortification walls between the Capitoline Hill and the Palatine Hill. Later, as the early monarchy was menaced by the surrounding towns' armies, here is where the Roman soldiers fought their very first battles. These were Japheth at this time. Okay, sons of Javan. Okay, Javan, his sons, Tarshish, Elisha, I believe his name is Elisha, they kind of went into that Western European area, right next to the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? Greece, Spain, Italy, you name it. Alright? Here is where the Roman soldiers fought their very first battles. Surely they were not aware that their courage would have led this place to become the center of the political and business life of the greatest empire of ancient history. Let me put my thing on Do Not Disturb. Alright? We're going to leave it at that. Okay? So we just got a little bit of history there. Okay? It was one of the first places, one of the first hills that Romulus and Remus set up, which was pretty much the start of the Roman Empire, start of the Roman rulership. Okay? Not Roman rulership, but the Roman Empire itself. They didn't rule until Esau, Edom, took over and took down Japheth, and he inserted himself, and then he began to rule it. All right, that's when they became the fourth beast. Okay, this is study.com/academy/lessons/Capitoline Hill History, Architecture, and Facts. History. Huge temples built by Rome's kings once stood on top of Capitoline Hill. Even prior to the Republican era, Rome had come to be known as head of the world, or caput mundi. That word caput goes back to head or summit. All right. Temples such as the Temple of Jupiter and the Temple of Juno Moneta were symbolic of Rome's status. The Temple of Jupiter, dedicated to three different Roman gods, was considered the most important and imposing temple in all of ancient Rome. Okay, so three different temples. We're going to go back into that. All right. In addition, the tabularium, a building to store the state's archives, was constructed between the temples. Its lower floor can still be seen to the present day. So let me get some water. Yeah, I'm here by the waterfront, getting some air. And so we made that point. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Alright. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Alright, and we're about to go into that. Alright, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, because in here there's a lot of BS, and we're going to read it all over again, and this time we're going to make several connections. Okay? We're going to come back to study.com. So remember that, all right? Tabularum and three different temples. Okay, that's very important on how it connects back to Capitol Hill in America. All right, so I didn't pull this up already, did I? Yeah, here we go. Capitoline Hill Wiki. Okay. The Capitolium, or Capitoline Hill, Italian Capitoglio, Latin Mons Capitolanis, between the Forum and the Campus Martius, as one of the 7 hills of Rome. The hill was earlier known as Mons Saturnus, dedicated to the god Saturn. The word Capitolium first meant the temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus, later built there, and afterwards it was used for the whole hill and even other temples of Jupiter's on other hills. Thus, Mons Capitolinus, the adjective noun of Capitolium, is in an etymological myth. Ancient sources connect the name to caput, head, summit, and the tale was that when laying the foundations for the temple, the head of a man was found. Alright. I'm going to move on to the end. The word Capitolium still lives in the English word capital, in Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. It's widely assumed to be named after the Capitoline Hill. All right, they just told you right there, right? There's a clear connection. Okay, what if America is such a Christian nation, why do we have this word Capitol Hill named after a historically heathenistic place called Capitoline Hill? Okay, we're going to go into it. Before we prove it, we're going to go get some facts first. All right, let's go into it. Fact number one. All right, I got it right here in my notes. I have to look down for a minute. All right, so we just went over Capitoline Hill was once called Mons Saturnus. Okay, but then later on got changed to Capitolium. All right, after the temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus was created. Okay, but when you go into the Capitol Hill history, it's the exact same thing. It was once known as Jenkins Hill, but then later on they changed it to Capitol Hill. Okay, so that's fact number one. They did two name changes. Okay, fact number two. Our house of very important places, and I got a list right here of Capitol Hill. What's in Capitol Hill? I know we just went over here that this place was a house of many different gods. The temple of Juno. Let's go back into it. Let's go back to study.com. Okay, just so we get the exact. Alright, that's just the way I am. Like, I gotta get, everything has to be perfect. Like, that's just my spirit. Like, I gotta be like an archer. You know, I gotta get everything correct. Everything has to be on the letter. All the history, all the facts. This is study.com once again on Capitoline Hill history. Okay, temples such as the Temple of Jupiter and the Temple of Juno Moneta were symbolic of Rome's status. Alright? Now, I looked up Capitol Hill and I looked up what's in Capitol Hill in America. And this is just a list of various different places. You got the White House, Senate, House Office Building, the Supreme Court Building, the Library of Congress. Alright, now, we just went into that, right? Library of Congress. That sounds very familiar, right? Back to study.com. Alright, in addition, the Tabularum, a building to store the state's archives, was constructed between the temples. Its lower floor can still be seen to the present day. Okay, Capitol Hill in America has the Library of Congress, and that place is where they do the research for the various laws. They have various archives. They buy certain historical items there too. I went over it. Well, actually, I got to redo it. Assyrians Part 3, I'm going to go talk about it. I'm going to mention it once I get some more facts. The Watson-Muller map, which is one of the first maps to ever have America on it, the Library of Congress paid for it. They bought it from France, I'm pretty sure. Okay? Alright, let's get, back down the list. So, Tabularium, Library of Congress. That's another link. Okay? 3 heathen temples. Let's keep going down the list. Marine Barracks, Washington Navy Yard, Congressional Cemetery. Okay? And all these places are where these kings meet. Alright? As well as they met, well, not kings today, but you know, you got senators and people of Congress that meet there. That was the big thing about the whole Capitol Hill riot. Okay? They were meeting down there. They were meeting down there to discuss certain laws and legislation. And that's why they got upset that the people were rioting in the building. They were like, if you heard the rhetoric, you know, I'm not going to go pull up a video of it. But if you heard the rhetoric during that time period, they were like, wow, these people are messing with this very sacred occasion. Okay, it's very sacred to them. Hold on, Slot. Yeah, put it on airplane mode. Save my battery. You know? The rhetoric was like, oh, this is a very important occasion. You know? Very sacred area. Okay, it's the same place. They stole it. Alright? And as in Capitoline Hill, alright, which was called Capitoline for a reason, it was the head of the world, had the most important temples. Of course, kings and rulers met there. We even saw that in the Middle Ages. You have various rulers come together and meet there. Alright? Even when we took it, when Jake took it, we were still meeting in it, and we were still using the area. Alright? We even built a palace of senators there. Okay? I can't find it, but, you know, some sources say that kings did meet there. Some sources say that kings didn't meet there. I'm not going to really go into it. This is Psalms chapter 64. Psalms chapter 64. Psalms chapter 64. Yeah, Psalms chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay? And what are these guys doing, man? What is the secret counsel? What is the secret counsel we're talking about? Capitol Hill is that secret counsel. And before they created Capitol Hill, they had Capitoline Hill, and that was also a secret council. Okay? All this stuff is just recycled. Esau Edoms just recycles things over and over and over again. The same gods, the same temples, the same everything, alright? These people don't come up with nothing, man. The last scripture I wanted to get, just proving that, that these people really don't come up with anything on their own. They don't have any creativity, even though they like to tout around and act like, oh, we've created everything. We started this world. We own this world. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. A lot of the stuff that they have today, they actually stole from civilizations that were before them. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 17, verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, okay, and shall descend out of the bottomless pit. That bottomless pit, when you look into that word, it means habitation of demons. Let's actually go ahead and go get it. Just since I mentioned it, I got to get into these words, help get my mind sharp. Out on Ratazah, I did find a sign placed nearby. If the prices aren't too ridiculous, I can get some camp signs and we can get the show on the road. And if I run into somebody I know, fuck it. Alright? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 18. Let's go into that word, bottomless pit. Abyssos. Bottomless. Unbounded, the abyss. The pit. The immiserable death of Orcus. A very deep gulf or chasm in the lowest parts of the earth uses the common receptacle of the dead, and especially as the bowl of demons. That's a myth. Okay, but that entire bottomless pit area, when you go into it, that's talking about Europe. Alright? You can kind of prove that with Revelation chapter 9 when it talks about the king of the bottomless pit that rules the bottomless pit. That's talking about Kaiser Wilhelm I. Alright, that was a German king during World War I. Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall descend out of the bottomless pit. We're going to go into that riddle, was and is not, a little bit soon. Alright? The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall descend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Okay? I actually read over that by you. Alright, so let's read it again. Sloppy. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall descend to the bottomless pit, Europe, and go into perdition. Perdition means destruction. Okay, this beast is going to go into destruction. What is this beast talking about? Okay, he's talking about America. Let's prove it. Let's keep reading on. Okay, pay attention. Okay? And they that dwell on the earth shall wander. Alright, wander meaning to wander after. Alright, especially you new brothers, you got to pay attention. Make sure you listen, alright? Wander after. Okay, they're wandering after this beast. Okay? Are people wandering after America? You got people coming from all over the world coming down here to get a better life? Yes or no? Come on. Of course. Okay, you got Germans coming down here, Italians coming down here. You ever been into New York, in Times Square? You got tourists up and down that whole thing. Especially before, pre-COVID. Okay, you had tourists all over the damn place. Alright? Yeah. Whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. These people that are going after this beast, wandering after this beast, they were not chosen for the book of life. Okay? Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah has not chosen them. Okay? Because we, the Hebrew Israelites, we're contrary to this entire country. Okay? We do not follow this country's standards. Okay? We do not believe in the same idea of marriage, the same idea of sex. Okay? Our mind is here. Their mind is out here. Okay? Their mind is out here. Our mind, okay? Our mind is in here. Yeah. And when they behold the beast that was and is not, and when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Alright, this beast is talking about America. Okay? The beast was. America was Rome. America is Rome coming back in the reincarnation. Let's prove it. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, Yahushai, alright, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. What is this talking about? Battle Armageddon. At the same time, we're going to be, I don't want to talk about that number. The hopeful elect is going to be beamed up and delivered. Okay, there's going to be nuclear war, and there's also going to be an actual battle between Yahushai and the angels versus the entirety of the UN Army, the American Army, as well as the armies of all the different countries on this earth. Okay? All right, once again, Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. Okay, back to the end. When they behold the beast that was, okay, America was the Roman Empire. All right, they that pierced him, what is that talking about? I lost my thought there. Okay, that when it talked about they that pierced him shall behold him, okay, that's talking about those Romans, those Edomites. They're here to this day, okay? They're there to this day, okay? These Romans, these Edomites were also there, and they also were the ones that orchestrated it and allowed it to go down, okay? They are the ones that committed the act, okay? Even though our people cheered it on, it was the Edomites that went out and did it, okay? Moving on. Was and is not, okay, because America obviously is not Rome. Okay, America and Rome are two different places, okay, two different parts of the world. All right, this is on the west, and Rome is all the way across, I don't even know what that river is called, that water, I think the Atlantic Ocean or something, but whatever ocean is there in between, I'm not the best with geography at the moment. All right, that's all the way in Europe, okay? America's over here, Rome is all the way over there, okay? But it's not Rome. It is Rome. We just went into it, how it shares certain characteristics from Rome, the Senate houses, okay? The tabularium, which we just went into, the tabularium was used as an archive in ancient Rome, all right? And what does America have today? America has the Library of Congress. Verse 8, it is not, and yet is, okay? Because it still is Rome in the reincarnation, okay? Adam Ratazah, everything was edifying. That's all the points I got. We went into various connections between America, Capitol Hill, and Capitoline Hill. Okay? Both have the tabularium, name changes. Capitoline Hill was the houses of 3 different heathen temples. Juno Moneta, Temple Jupiter Optimus Maximus, and I believe there was also a temple of the 3rd god Minerva there as well. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Just want to say Koholal Yim Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Harakakadash, Wablakadam. That's all I got. To the next one. Shalom.